Hey everybody, in today's video I will be reviewing 3 fabulous self-help books and how they changed my life. Now to give context, I am an overthinker and I have had a problem in the past few years of overly psychoanalyzing not only myself, but my environment as well. Picking up on patterns and details isn't something that I can help. And what I perceived as a flaw was actually given focus after receiving these 3 gifts. Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Now these are all wondrous reads on their own right, but the reason they are all so impactful to me is that together they shared an insight into the overwhelming force of habits. You may be thinking, habits? Who cares? I choose my right over my left hand when wiping. It doesn't matter. Well, you'd be a fool to think that habits are so inconsequential. I want to share life-changing lessons that each of these books provide to not only arm yourself to achieve your goals, but to invoke a thirst for knowledge that you can take as far as you want. So I'll be starting by giving my rating and review of each book, sharing lessons that each one holds. And then at the end of the video, I'll give 3 foundational ideas that each of these books share together. So it's got to be good. So buckle up, and without further ado, let the video begin. Now, the first book that we will be discussing is Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. This book is focused on finding your reason for being, otherwise known as your Ikigai. Could you guess? This book is far more focused on the psyche than anything else. So, finding avenues to handle your sporadic feelings and emotions is crucial because we all carry around with us a spot. But the question is, how can we really get in? Other key takeaways that I found were stoicism, the art of appreciating the true value of something by envisioning your life without it. And wabi-sabi, seeing the beauty and the flawed and imperfect as opportunities to grow and appreciate a fleeting moment. And the cherry on top for me is becoming anti-fragile, gaining from disorder where others would break or stay the same. Because with every blow comes an opportunity to refine your approach, furthering the development of your Ikigai, which is a core narrative of this book. Shout out to Hector Garcia and Francesc Morales for writing this book. It's a wondrous read, and for me, it's gonna get a 9 out of 10. Next up is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is the college professor of the bunch because it focuses the most on terminology. It breaks down the 4 elements that make up a habit, allowing you to manipulate and create your own. Very cool stuff. This book I honestly could talk about or spend an entire video talking about. It is jam-packed of useful information. The main takeaways that I have are you get what you repeat. Is a sentiment that expresses the compounding nature of habits and how they build on each other, which makes the cultivation of a successful environment all the more important. This leads us to our next point. Which leads us to our next point. The greater the friction, the less likely the habit. It's so important to stay adaptable and keep an open mind because we optimize for what we measure. It's important to not only value the quantitative data, but the qualitative as well. Because as soon as a measurement becomes a target, we start to be led off course. So peak. This book was a constant eye-opener the entire time I read it, and the pacing on it was fabulous. Over 300 pages, easy read, beauty of a read. That's a lot coming from me. So James Clear, I'm gonna have to say, this book gets a 9.6 out of 10. Super great. And finally, we have the drama queen of the bunch. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg is gossip banter with a helping of life lessons. Charles goes into a ton of detail about how habits affected not only the individual, but the organization and society as well, taking extra special care to share stories that show how habits saved, ruined, and even ended people's lives. Now, key takeaways that I found from this book were most notably, you are as strong as you want to be. Shout out my boy Travis, very insightful. And the second takeaway is that willpower isn't a skill, it's a muscle. And thus you must plan ahead for your inflection points. The clearer the cue and reward, the more incentive we have to work through a routine. Thirdly, we have always treasure your relationships, no matter the size or importance. Because as humans, we thrive to be part of our community. And if we're detached, we're vulnerable. Now, this book, I could also spend easily an entire video discussing, just like Atomic Habits. It's full of so many amazing stories, and it's just, wow. This book is not only, as you could guess, insightful, it's also very fun to read through in a way that these books weren't. Which is why The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg gets a 9.4 out of 10 for me. And the moment has finally come. All three of these books are pivotal for anyone's journey towards sourcing control of their own life. But the three teachings that are shared amongst each book are as follows. Your environments are the single most influential part of your life. Ensure they make your desired habits more visible, easy, and satisfying. Because habits are connected. Each affects one another, forming a system or chain reaction that directs the course of your life. And finally, listen to your heart. Understand what you enjoy doing. You cannot compete with someone having fun. We're the most dangerous when working in our element. I urge anyone who has made it this far in this video to first accept my praise, because I very much appreciate it, and also get one of these books for yourself. I mean, they on their own, they're so fabulous and so inspirational. I can't even stress. Now, I'm not sponsored at all, but these books are super great. Atomic Habits and The Power of Habit are super great for getting data, terms, and techniques about noticing, manipulating, and creating your own habits, which is super great. I mean, who doesn't like that? And Ikigai is also so pivotal because not only does it give you a compass to find your reason for being, but it also provides you the resilience to make it there, which is all the more important in today's time, of course. Now, I'll leave it at that. If you're gonna get it, if you're not, But I very much appreciate you making it this far in the video. It means a lot to me, and I wish you the best. As always, ciao.